White rums aren't our favorite, but I think that this is pretty good for a white rum. I mean,
hey folks, welcome back to another episode of the Rum Revolution. My name is Kelly, and this is my rum brother Kevin.
rum brother Kevin, rum brother Kelly.
You betcha. Welcome. Tonight, we're going to get Kraken. And what we're going to do is I think many people are familiar with the Kraken brand, really proliferating throughout the rum community, right across North America at least, and other places. And so we thought we'd try this white. Kevin and I are traditionally dark rum fans. The dark rum revolution really has taken place over the last 15 years. And anybody that's probably been watching this video is a fan of dark rum. However, it seems as though there's a kind of a pivot, and I think this is their play to try and differentiate themselves in the market. So again, it's in the traditional Kraken bottle, which is really based upon a historic model where they used to hang their bottles. Obviously a lot of this would be the sailors, and so they'd hang their bottles in the ship so that they didn't smash, because this would be a necessity on the sea, right? So anyway, tonight we're going to try a white, and it's been a while since we've had a white. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to think the last time I had a white. It's probably like 1976. Brother Kevin?
Been a long time. Probably just mojitos.
Yeah, good point.
Mojito.
Or what's the
daiquiri? Maybe.
Yeah, or the
no.
The caipirinha, right? Which again is another traditional.
We haven't really had too many.
Yeah, it's just not something we're doing because we love that sweet taste and the spice of the spices in the dark rum.
I haven't had white rum on its own, or rum and coke with white rum.
Since, long time.
Probably since I was a teenager.
Yeah, before we had a choice, let's put it that way, right?
That's right. So this is really good. This Kraken Ghost is something that's new. It's only we can't buy it here. This is something that's come from Mexico. A friend brought it from Mexico for me, and we're going to taste it. We've never had it. We can't buy it here. And it's the first time we've had white rum straight for a long time.
Yeah, so the Kraken Ghost is where we're heading. So again, pretty typical. Of course, the traditional squid that Kraken has on almost all of their labels. And there's really nothing different about this bottle in relative terms compared to all of their brands. So they seem to use the same bottle, and it makes sense. They want consistency in brand, and I think that's what they're doing, right? Whoops, we're going straight, of course, sorry. Oh, it's even got the little dribble top on it, folks.
You know what I like about this is the bottle, the way the label is, it almost looks like a silvery, ghosty look.
It does, that's right.
It actually does go very well with the name. They've done a good job.
Yeah, they've done a good job on that for sure. Okay, so
there's definitely a white rum kind of smell to it.
Yeah, it does. A little hotter smell for sure, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's give it a taste, see what happens.
Yeah. No,
it's white.
Yeah, it's definitely like a white rum.
So, yeah, I mean, when you're used to kind of reviewing the darks and then you go back to a white.
It's a bit different.
Do you feel that heat?
Yeah, it's a little, they pour hot.
Yeah, they do. They really have a lot of heat on the aftertaste. It's just a different experience. Really.
No, it is different. But you know what? This is good for a white rum. White rums aren't our favorite, but I think that this is pretty good for a white rum. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't sip. Honestly, I'll be honest. I wouldn't sip this all night.
No.
This isn't my type of sipping rum. But
Brother Kelly wouldn't sip this much more than this video, frankly. But that's me.
And
I'm going to try it again because the research must continue.
And that's me too. I wouldn't sip more than what I have here. I think with a Coke it's going to be different. And like I say, mojitos, Mai Tais.
Yep. You know what? You're right. I mean, given again like a pedestrian Bacardi, this is still levels above that.
Yeah.
Right. It still does have texture, has some flavor to it.
It does.
Right.
Yeah.
It's actually almost kind of has a dry kind of afterfinish to it, but it's not unpleasant. Don't get me wrong. I think it's just when you get spoiled on awesome, spiced rums.
Yeah.
And dark rums. I'm just gonna be frank. This is a mixing rum for me.
I think so too. I mean, out of all the white rums there are, this is not too bad.
No, it's great.
We've had lambs. I've had Bacardi. I've had lambs, different brands that are white rums, but this is good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're gonna find this on the typical rail in the bars. It's much better than your rail bar rum. So from that perspective, I think it's respectable.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's about time to get into the Cuba Libre
That's right.
zone.
That's what
and
rum's all about.
have rum and coke. And so Kevin and I both believe that the higher quality rum makes a higher quality rum and coke, and we're sticking to that theme.
Yeah.
And because we believe in it, it's worked for us for the better part of
Well, my whole life.
quite a few years, right? So,
Quite a few years,
so I think it's time to maybe have ourselves a rum and coke. Kev, what do you think?
Let's do it. Let's have a rum and coke. Let's get our producer to drop us a coke.
And this is our producer, Kirby.
Kirby.
You betcha. Thank you, producer. And you know what? He keeps this whole machine, well-oiled machine, moving. Make sure that he's keeping the gleam from my head from blinding you all, and make sure that our production is efficient.
Yeah,
well run.
He makes my voice sound good on the audio.
That's right.
He does a good job. You do a good job.
You betcha. Thank you, Kirby.
We pay you enough.
There you go.
Let's take a quick pause to go over a few things about this rum. Kraken rums originate from the small island nation of Trinidad and Tobago. They are normally very dark, richly flavored rums, but Kraken Ghost is a one-of-a-kind specialty product. In fact, it's their only light rum and is currently only sold in Mexico.
I'm not sure. We'll see about the lime on this because it could easily take a lime.
Yeah.
And we always make sure we do have lime, and rum and coke is one of those pieces, and it's an individual taste too, let's be honest. But some of the sweet rums, they need a lime to cut through that sweet. And then again, some others they don't. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just test it like we normally would, and then we'll decide whether we're gonna lime it up, and we'll give it a good rum and coke.
Let's give it a good bit here.
Let's just see.
Start out.
Oh, that's a fresh Coca-Cola, folks. And no matter what anybody tells you, that's why they call it rum and coke. Let's be honest, right? So let's just be realistic. We need Coke, not Pepsi, not Safeway or Sobeys or whatever. Don't discount yourself when it comes to rum and coke.
No, you want the real thing.
You bet. The real thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Cheers, Brother Kelly.
cheers, brother Kevin.
Oh, that's pretty good. You know what? That's not bad.
Yeah, it doesn't need the lime at all.
No, you know what? This is really good. I'm actually, I'm kind of surprised because sipping it, it wasn't my thing.
Yeah, it wasn't rocking your world for sure.
No, not at all. I mean, it was okay for a white rum. I'm not a white rum fan, so I'm going to be honest here, but it wasn't really something I would drink straight. But with a Coke, it goes pretty well.
I think it's a nice transition to rum and coke.
Yeah, it is.
I would actually take this, and I'm surprised, frankly. I'm going to give it as you maybe could have seen, I wasn't there with this rum straight, but as a rum and coke, very light, right?
Yeah, it is.
It almost has a dry kind of finish to it, and it makes a wonderful rum and coke, I think.
No,
relative to most of the stuff you'd get in a
this
bar or
is
something
not
like that.
bad.
Nothing wrong with this at
I
all.
have no problem at all.
Yeah, you bet.
I'm going to try it with a bit of lime, only because I think we got to continue with the research as much as we can.
That's right.
Let's put a little bit of lime in here just for kicks, and let's see.
For a white rum, it has a developed flavor, I think. There's just the slightest note of citrus in there, even, interestingly enough, and I think it kind of gives that drier finish.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a very respectable rum and coke, and I can guarantee you, again, this would be a great overall white rum mix.
Yeah.
So whether you're working in your tropical drinks, whether you're working into your daiquiris, those types of pieces.
Yeah, mojitos.
This Kraken makes no apologies for where it's at, because as a matter of fact, I'd say it's above and beyond the others, right?
This is perfect. This is a perfect match if you're making a mojito.
Yeah, I think it's already there when it comes to that category, right?
Yeah.
And so we don't know where this came in on price because it was a gift. But I would guess it's well under $30, especially in Mexico. But so I don't know what that conversion would be. But this is probably a $30 or $32, $35. And if you know out there, by the way, we'd really love to know what this actually would be equated to, whether it's American or Canadian. If you have that information, we'd like to know that because it was a gift.
Yeah.
And so we're going to struggle today with value for dollar a little bit because we really don't know where it stands, right, Kev?
Please leave a comment.
Yeah, please leave a comment. Let us know.
Comment for us. I'd like to know for sure. Yeah.
But it's pleasing. And I think it was well worth the journey to take the chance. Given the fact it was a gift, it wasn't a big chance. But still, right? I mean, real tasty drink. And I think it complements Coke perfectly. As we said earlier, folks, I mean, we haven't been drinking white rum because we've kind of moved to the other side on the dark. But I would actually drink this as a white rum and Coke any day of the week.
Yeah, I would drink this anytime. I wouldn't
You bet.
necessarily go for drinking it straight, but with rum and Coke together, I would drink this no problem. at
Yeah,
all.
I
This
agree.
is pretty good. I might get back into white rum.
You never know.
You know.
Crazier things have happened. So, packaging.
Yep.
You know, nothing too exciting, but let's be honest, consistency is the cornerstone to success, right? Kraken gets that, and so that's why they keep that same format, the
It
same
is,
look.
yeah.
So when you look at a bottle, you don't have to look at the label. You'll see these two rings, and you'll be, that's a Kraken.
Yeah.
Think about the concept. The other thing I will say, because I was in the liquor store today, go figure, that they have 3 different bottle sizes.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Typically you'll see 2, but they actually have 3, and that's not including their minis, and I'm sure they have minis out there too. So that, and when they really get shelf space these days, that's another thing I noticed. Like they're right front and center, eye level in the stores, so you know they have market share.
They do.
And you know, so they're really an up and coming. They're beyond that. They're actually they've already kind of captured the
They're
market.
popular, and they're good. You know, like I think even though the bottle, the label is fairly, you know, just 3 colors. It's sort of black, silver, and white.
Yeah,
This is a perfect sort of label for calling it the Ghost.
it is.
It's a very gray, silvery look.
That's right.
It's really,
Yeah,
I like it. It's sort of the marketing side of it is really good.
I do too. And I'm a sucker for bottles. And again, it'd be a long road to hoe for me to throw this out.
Yeah.
I'd actually another one that would end up in my garage.
Yeah.
Or you could take a glass cutter. You could actually do some cool
Yeah.
things with this after, make it into literally a glass. You could do plants in there. Anyway, we digress because that's how we get.
Yeah, I love glass that has this impressed look on it.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's a little bit of
Yeah,
an
kinda
extra
like a
touch.
relief, right?
Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah.
really good. It's an extra touch. Doesn't affect the flavor, but it's nice if you're giving it to somebody as a gift. or
So
something, yeah.
again, I think it's actually decent. I'm going to give that a 6.5 out of 10. You know, it's not, you know, again, presentation. Some of these rum companies are incredible with the presentation they have. You know, it's pretty pedestrian.
Yeah.
But it's still a nice looking and appealing bottle that I think articulates the brand that they're trying to represent.
I think so. I'll probably give it a 7 just because I love the whole overall look to
Right,
it.
it's kind of the theme, right?
Then the theme, the Ghost. I love that. You know, it reminds me of Rolls Royce Silver Cloud.
Ah, nice.
It's kind of just has sort of that sort
Mystique.
of mystique to it. Yeah,
bet.
I think so. You know.
Yeah, that's a good one. So then moving on, you know, we'll head into the taste. So I think everything it's always context, right? So it depends what you're drinking, and you know, and now we've moved over to this white. But I will say for a white, I think it's exceptional. You know, again, I'm not a white rum sipping guy, and if you or girl, if you happen to be that, I actually think it probably sits pretty clean for you. It's just not my thing, and we don't really do it a lot. But let's try one more time.
Yeah,
It gets better.
I think if you're a white rum, yeah,
Did
you know what?
you see that? I said it gets better, and then I like, you know, I'm like, you know what?
Well,
You know what? White rum's hot.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do about that,
It
right?
tends to be hot. Yeah.
This is not dark rum, folks.
It's a
So,
little boozy.
yeah, it's pretty
a-
bloody boozy.
It's
That's
kind of
right.
boozy, but that's
But it does convert nicely into a mixed
You know
cocktail,
what?
right? A
Yeah,
highball.
I agree with you 100%. This is to sip on it. Yeah, it's a little bit hot, a little bit boozy. But if you are drinking white rum straight, this is a good one.
If you're that kind of a guy,
if you're a white rum
Have at her.
person, this is a good one. I
yeah,
would recommend
for sure.
it.
But from a rum and coke perspective, while in my world it doesn't compete with a dark or a spiced, in relative terms, it's right close behind. Like it's right in the rear view mirror, right? Closer than you think. It's a good.
It is.
It's a good drink.
It's
I would
very
drink it. Yeah. And you know, a lot of times, it's still hard to get a dark rum on the rail of a bar.
It is. Yep.
And so if you're gonna have a white rum, hopefully it's Kraken.
I agree.
You bet. So then when we get down to the value for the price point, we don't know what the price point truly is. We're really looking for your help to help us understand that. But we're gonna just base it on a $35
I
bottle,
think
let's say,
so.
right? Which is a really inexpensive rum for 750 mil in this country. I mean, you know, not really inexpensive, but it's not a Bacardi, of course, but it's still, you know, it's kind of that midpoint. Value for the dollar, I'm going 6.5.
I think so. I think, yeah.
You know,
That's about right. I agree. I'm going to go around the same price.
yeah. So, you know, respectable, not at the top of our hit parade, but certainly a solid white rum, especially when you mix it,
Yeah.
right?
Rum and Coke, very good.
You bet. So overall value and rating out of 10 barrels, where are you going, Kev?
7?
Yeah, I think I'm right with you there. I'd say a 7.
I think it's 7.
Again, for the price point, we think it's around $30. If it's under $30, then the price, actually our ratings would probably go up in relative terms, but let's call it a $30, $35 bottle of rum. I'd be right with you there. I think an overall rating of 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Really good experience drinking a white rum. If you're gonna have one, we thought this was a good one to choose, and we weren't wrong about that.
this was
And
good.
even better was the gift. And who was the gift from, Kevin?
It's John, my neighbor. He came back from Mexico, and this is for shoveling his walk, folks. So shovel your neighbor's walk.
Karma in action, folks.
This is what you get if you shovel your
That's right.
walk.
So, and those of you that don't know what snow is, I'm just joking. Anyway, yeah, good job there. And again, you know, it's funny because Kevin has a lot of friends. The last one, you got the bottle from a friend too.
Yeah, they come from all over the place, don't they?
Well, you know, giving folks rum really shows how much you care for them. So if you'd like to send Kevin and I rum,
Yeah.
we really, you know, we'll definitely know how much you
We'll
care.
do a taste test.
We will, won't
Yeah,
we?
we'll work for rum. We don't.
Yeah, we work for rum.
Money's okay. Just we'll work for rum.
You bet. Any suggestions that you have for this channel? I mean, it's just a couple of you know, rum brothers plugging along here. We'd really suggest that. We'll try a rum for you.
Yeah, that's
Right?
right. If you like this video, hit that like button.
That's right.
Smash that
Don't
subscribe
forget.
button.
That's right. Don't forget to smash the subscribe.
And leave comments.
That's
Because
right.
actually, we love that. If you leave comments, tell us what you like, what type of rums you'd like us to taste, because we'll taste it for you.
You bet we will.
That's our guarantee. We
Well,
will.
that's right. You got it.
Somebody tells us to taste a rum, I'll go buy it, right?
Yeah.
We'll go buy it.
No problem.
We'll taste it.
Yeah. Someone's got to do the work, folks. You can count on Brother Kevin and I to do that work. And don't forget, let's join the Rum Revolution. We'll see you next time.